Hello, welcome back to Scale Modelling Cafe, and welcome to a bit of an interesting video, I think, a bit of an experiment, live experiment. Don't know what the outcome is going to be, or do I? Right, first of all, an apology. You might be able to hear a bit of a gravelly tone in my voice. So I've got a bit of a cold and feel a little bit rubbish, and but never mind. Hey ho, we'll push on through. Right, so the subject of this video, as you've seen from the title and you've seen the result, is can you use the Ammo of Mig dry brush silver paint for a natural metal finish on aeroplanes? Bit of a mouthful. That's the experiment. And again, another apology. I filmed it live and I just did the narration as I went along, and then I realised I forgot to hit record on the posh microphone. Therefore, what I'm actually going to do, I'm either going to leave the sound as is, and it might be a bit tinny, so apologies on that, or if it's really bad when I watch it back, then I'll just overdub it. So again, apologies for that. It's because my brain's not working properly because I'm a little bit poorly. But anyway, right. Bit of a quick introduction then to the products. First of all, the all-important paint. This stuff I think is revolutionary. It's Ammo of Mig's dry brush paint, and it's acrylic. And who'd have thought anyone could invent an acrylic paint that dry brushes? And this stuff is brilliant. It is superb at dry brushing. Traditionally, people have used oils, enamels, those kind of more volatile products. Not the lacquers so much, but certainly the enamel-based products for dry brushing, and they work brilliantly. Don't get me wrong. But this is acrylic, so if you only do acrylic, this is your stuff that you want. Even if you're a dyed-in-the-wool lacquer painter like I am, this stuff it works so well. I can't recommend it highly enough. I've been using it for a few years now, ever since it came out, and I've never looked back. It's brilliant. This is the silver one. They do a couple of metallics. The only other one I've got, this is light metal, sorry, which is AMIG 0621. The only other one I've got is the gunmetal, but I'm gonna get some of the other ones because they are that good. Now I've done this experiment. Ammo do these special dry brushes. You can get cheap ones on from art shops, craft shops, anything like that. This is the one I use in the video is the number 6. I thought it was the number 9, but it's actually the number 6. And Dry Brush Technical. You get this little leaflet with it. There's a little bit of a how-to on the inside, which I think is really cool. And yeah, so that's that. So this is the bigger one I've got. The other one I've left in the packet. It's the smaller one. And this is really good for intricate areas, and I've used it a lot on this, which is the Edward 72nd Mustang, and this was the inspiration to do the video. Obviously, clearly it's not finished yet, and I just thought, well, I wonder, rather than sort of spraying lacquers, I've got obviously the full range of A stand from Ammo. I thought, would it be possible to dry brush a model aeroplane, the whole airframe, and see how it turns out. The test mule I've got is this. This is an old Edward fuselage. Sorry for the blue tack, just been propping it up for some pictures. And yeah, this is my sort of test mule. I think most modelers have got one. What I did is I undercoated the nose areas and the tail areas in Tamiya matte black, and I left it for 48 hours to properly go off, so it's nice and robust underneath, and you'll see how it works. But if I just sort of hold it up to the camera, it's not going to focus, is it? Because it will just focus on me. Anyway, you might be able to see the luster there, but I've taken some pictures. I've bunged those up at the end, and hopefully you'll see in the video the metallic luster. To the naked eye, it looks brilliant, and the advantage of doing this is you can just ever so slightly see the brush strokes, which sounds bad, but actually it gives that kind of grain effect. to the metal. There we are. So, right, that's the kind of preamble. In summary then, Ammo of Mig dry brush paint with their dry brush. Can I, over a matte black base, use the dry brushing technique to get a nice metallic finish that you could do an aeroplane in? You will be the judge of that. I'll put some pictures up at the end, but that's the setup. Let's nip over. I'll show you how it all worked out. It's a bit weird because it's in the past tense, because I've literally just done it a couple of minutes ago, and we'll see how it went down. Okay then, here we are at the bench. First of all, the all-important paint. Give you a closer look. This is the Dio dry brush paint from Ammo, as explained. This shade is light metal. The code is just here, AMIG0621. With all my paint pots, just my setup, I've got them all in drawers, so I just write on the top what it is. Aluminium, there's the QR code there, if I can get the light off. And it is acrylic, and this is the amazing stuff about this stuff. It is acrylic, it's water-based. It's amazing that they've actually been able to create a dry brush paint out of acrylic. Two brushes, these are specific, the dry brush brushes, two different sizes. Sorry for the glare. I'm going to try the big one for this one, and I swear by these. I think these are really neat. You see, often used. So I'm assuming that's number 9, not number 6. And here is the paint mule, an Edward Spitfire. I think it was a Mark 5. Yeah, Mark 5. There we are, bit of a test of their decals there. Right, so how do we use this stuff then? It always just collects in the lid. I'll just use that. I'm just going to load up the brush. And the idea here is to remove most of it when doing the dry brush. Now, obviously I'm going to do a bit of a heavier dry brush on here, so I'm going to leave more than I normally would. Like that, and let's have a go, see what this looks like. So if I just give a very light dry brush, obviously it's picking up the raised details. Now going in a little bit heavier, I think it is going to be a little bit tricky around the detail, so we'll just try and fill that in. Circular motion now, make sure we get all that detail covered. Did leave a bit of a fingerprint there at the front, so that's that. And see, I'm kind of running out of paint now, so let's put some more on. Actually, I think that's working really quite nicely so far. And it is dry to the touch, and very little residue. Bring you in for a closer look. I think that is a really nice effect, because you're getting a little bit of that grain that you sometimes see with aluminium panels. It's got the nice shine, the metallic luster, and I think that's really quite good. Right, what I'm going to do now is
on the top, use a much heavier coat. And that's working really well. What happens if I just take a lighter coat now and just go at 90 degrees for a little bit more solid coverage. Now there are some fingerprints on this, like just here. So this is not a buffable paint, this is very much an acrylic dry brush paint. And there we go, I think that's really neat. What about over some other colours? Should we try the dark green? Oh, green and brown. Yeah, that's quite neat, isn't it? This is the classic sort of dry brush. These are raised rivets down here. There you go, and you can just see if you're just going to use a traditional dry brush paint. But I'm actually really impressed with that, and I may well do it on the little Mustang. I think what I would like to do, let's just have a go at the fin. And you can see here, it's a little bit weathered there. We'll just see if the paint will pick up that weathering. Not really. Well, actually, having said that, there are a few little sort of random high spots, low spots. And there is some definite texture in that. There we are. Just do the final bit on the fin. Bit of a lighter dry brush. Now, were you to do this over a gloss, I don't think it would work as well, because it's not going to bite into the paint. It's not going to leave any sort of residue. I'm just going to have to go into the actual paint itself now. Running out of paint that's on the lid. And yeah, like I say, I don't think it would work so well over gloss, because it's not going to grip. This is slightly heavier. See the sort of brush strokes in it at the minute, but we'll keep going. Let's just take some more off. Yeah, so you definitely don't want too much on like I've got now, I think. But it does kind of buff up a little bit, actually, I will say. I can feel a slight, I think if I was to grip that hard, I'd probably leave a fingerprint in that, because that is a little bit thicker. This one, no, that's definitely dry. Being water-based acrylic, it's going to be impervious to oils. Now that's a little bit more dry on the nose. Let's have another look at that. And I think that is a successful experiment. I'm really pleased with that. There we are. I can see the camouflage demarcation under this. I think it would work under any matte coat, but you are going to want a single colour. Obviously matte black. This is Tamiya matte black, given 48 hours to cure. What I'm going to do is I'm going to seal that with a bit of the aqua gloss. I'll probably wait a good hour or so, let that properly cure, should say, proper England, and yeah, seal that with aqua gloss, and that will keep that metallic luster for sure. But yeah, really pleased with that. That is a success. Right, let's go back to the chair for a debrief.
Okay, there we are. As you can see, it is very simple. And will it work with other paints? Yeah, probably will. Now, I know the super metallic from GSI Krios, they work very well on this this technique. But I wanted to see whether it would work specifically with this acrylic stuff. So if you are just a pure acrylic user, then as long as you can put down a flat matte black, obviously I use Tamiya in this case, which is solvent based. I did thin it with Mr. Hobby Thinner, but if you're just going to use any sort of the Ammo matte black from the Atom range, or any other matte black, and it's got to be matte, then I think it will work very, very well, as long as you leave the paint to the undercoat to dry. I don't know whether the camera's going to pick it up. I'll have to have a look on the big screen, and we'll have to see what the photos turn out like. Very difficult to photograph silver or metallic shades. Digital cameras don't like them very much at all. But to the naked eye, I think it looks absolutely brilliant. Really is. What I'm going to have to do is do a bit of a masking tape test. In fact, we could do that now. That's a good idea. I just thought of that. Hang on. Right, standard sort of yellow masking tape. If I can find the end, I've got my glasses on. There we go, this is on the hoof, isn't it? Oh, how more excitement. Right, I've literally just peeled a bit off, and I'm burnishing that down quite hard. There is a bit of paint left on the tape, but it's not affected the paint underneath. Now, bearing in mind, I dry brushed this about 15-20 minutes ago. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this for, well, I'm going to leave it overnight and come back tomorrow. So it'll be about 24 hours, and we'll see then. I'm also going to seal the back with some aqua gloss, and we'll see how that affects it. But yeah, just looking at that nose where I put the tape, there's no evidence there was any tape on there at all. So that works very well as well. God, this gets better and better, this. Right, really pleased with that. There we are. That is the experiment of dry brushing Ammo of Mig's acrylic dry brush paint, the metallic paint, over an airframe, see if I can get a metallic finish that's good enough for me. And it passes, it's a double thumbs up. Am I going to do it on the Mustang? Am I brave enough? Do you know what? I think on the fuselage, where I want that metallic effect, yeah, I'm probably going to do that actually. I'm going to use the A stand for the other areas, but on the fuselage, yeah, I think I'm going to do that. We'll see how that works out. Right, there we are. I'm going to leave it there, and thanks very much for watching. Be great to have your comments below. Maybe you'd like to try it. If you've tried the dry brush paints from Ammo, let me know how you got on with them, or let me know if you fancy trying them. And yeah, we'll all have a chat below. Like, subscribe, etc., etc. Algorithms, blah. Cheers. See you soon. Bye bye.